Welcome to Gold Derby. I'm senior editor Denton Davidson here with next level chef mentor Richard Blais. Richard, season 3 kicks off on January 28th. What are you looking forward to the most? Tell us about this season.
I'm most looking forward to season 3. We are introducing auditions to the process. So very excited to have a number of our contestants, come in and sort of whittle them down to be drafted by Gordon, Nyesha, and myself. So the audition process just automatically starts the tension right off the bat with, a number of people vying to be on one of our teams. So I think it's the auditions that's got me the most excited about season 3 so far.
Are you picking for your teams in that audition? Like, are you fighting? Can you share that information?
Yeah, so each of the first 3 episodes will introduce chefs from different genres. We feature home cooks, pro cooks, and social media chefs. And then they'll compete to basically be the representatives from that genre. And then we'll go into a draft. So the great thing about it is that Gordon, Nyesha, and myself get to see everyone cook. So we know a little bit more about how they're going to perform in the next level chef kitchens. And then we'll head into our heated draft, which spoiler alert, gets a little heated this year.
I love that. Talk about Gordon and Nyesha and what you enjoy the most about working with those two. What's the worst part? Give us the gossip.
Sure. Got it. Okay. One, Nyesha and I are pretty competitive. The best worst part about working with Nyesha is that the competition usually spills over into lunchtime, where we have epic ping pong, table tennis battles.
Ooh.
So we're very, very competitive, whether that's in the gym or out running on a trail or playing golf or table tennis at lunchtime. The thing I love about Nyesha, one of the many things that I love, is how she can go from very serious Peloton instructor vibe to showing a tremendous amount of empathy and care, and she's really, really nurturing. So she's like hits these extremes really, really well. Gordon is, I always want to give him a little I want to rib Gordon a little bit, but the problem is he's really good. He's incredibly intense. And I wish that I could come out here and say, here's the thing about Gordon. Here's the thing about Gordon. He's a GOAT. He's one of the greatest. And it's not just because of all of the things that he's accomplished. It's because of his work ethic, his intensity, his competitive spirit. So, I mean, we all know he's an amazing chef, but being around him on set and seeing how much care he takes with every part of it, every ingredient that's on the show, every moment he spends with the contestant, it's just really great for me to be around him. That being said, the problem I think I have better hair than Gordon, and
I think you have better
we'll
hair
see.
than most people, especially me.
Well, listen, I haven't won Next Level Chef yet, so that's what I have. So that's how I'm going to compete to start.
Well, Nyesha won season 1 and Gordon won season 2. So what do you have to do? Like what do you have to what's in your bag of arsenals to take out in season 3?
I know. Well, listen, trust me, the pressure's on, and Gordon lets me hear it all the time that I haven't won yet. And how am I going to do it? Listen, I do think this year, not to get too inside Next Level Chef or inside baseball, so to speak, but I know that my team are cooking for Nyesha and Gordon, right? That's, 2/3 of the panel. And I know what Gordon and Nyesha like by now because I'm around them a lot. So I'm really going to be working with my team to cook for Gordon and Nyesha a lot. And as an example, I know that Gordon, you've seen him on so many shows, he's a stickler about meat cookery and how precise it is and if it's raw. So I'm going to be really working on some of those things that I know Gordon and Nyesha look for maybe sometimes more than me. So yeah, not that I'm thinking about it a lot, but I'm thinking about it all the time. I have to win this year for sure.
Well, one of the unique things about this is you three come together and decide, these are the worst chefs of any given episode. How difficult is it to be honest and throw your own chef up for elimination? Because that seems like it would kind of go against being competitive, but you also have to, play by the rules.
Yeah, I think to be honest, I do spend time reading social media and reading the comments and the threads and all the theories and the everything that's going on with our show. It's not that hard for us. Like we have like a it's like a street. It's just like it's just an integrity part of it, right? So yes, we don't want to throw one of our own team members into the elimination battle, but it's never a moment that's crossed my mind or theirs, quite honestly, where we just know it is about the food, right? And we're sitting down judging the food. There are a lot of times where I'll look for the first time at all the food that everyone's made, knowing what my team did, and saying, "Oh wow, I think we did a good job. No one's gonna go on the elimination." Just looking at all the plates real fast. But I don't think it's ever been an issue. Like we just have a code, that like it's all about the food, just like it is in our restaurants. So we call it as it is. It is tough. You don't want to do it, but that's how it works.
And one of the unique things that we briefly mentioned about this show is that you bring in social media chefs, and that's such a huge part of cooking now. I mean, when people always are looking for recipes online. So, talk about social media and how that sort of made an impact in cooking and people looking for recipes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's incredible, that people not only are just doing it, but that you, like you said, where do you go for recipes now? You go to social media. And I think it's, one, just amazing for those people that do it. Um, and I think it's really, really a unique part of our show is that some of our contestants are coming in with millions of followers, like that are known for doing recipes on social media. And I think the fact that we have social media, home chefs, and pro chefs, it creates this really, really great moment where they all have advantages and disadvantages because of their genre. The social media chef might be really good at presenting food, articulating what they're doing in front of the mentors, but they might not be great at moving fast because someone's not there to set up their ring light, or they don't have 7 takes to make the macaroni and cheese, or whatever it is. The pro chef is used to moving at that pace, but the pro chef usually gets all the ingredients they want. They go to the market, the vendor drops off exactly what they wanted. They don't have their choice of pristine ingredients all the time. So they're at a disadvantage. And the home cook knows the hardest thing, how to cook for tough critics, their family, for my family. And they know tried and true recipes that always work. So the home cook knows how to deliver flavor. So it's really interesting that you have these three genres, and they do cross into each other. But the social media chefs, to me, it is incredible what they do on our show and beyond, and or before, quite honestly.
And even though people are leaning more towards the internet and social media more and more for cooking recipes, you still have very successful cookbooks. So what for you is still special about having a physical cookbook in your kitchen?
Oh, I mean, I think it's that. There's the physical, I mean, I come from the generation, before social media and being able to look up a recipe and just have everything in front of you. So we had cookbooks and we had little moleskins from restaurants we worked at. You were almost mad at the chef that you worked for coming out with a cookbook because you had all the recipes in a little notebook, and then they dropped the cookbook and gave the recipes to everyone. But there is something about holding it. And like I said, years ago, people said that, all bookstores were going to be gone and books were going to be gone. It's not the case. People still play vinyl records. Like things change, but there's just a beauty to having a cookbook. And the same in the kitchen. People think I'm a very modern chef. That is true. I like to splash around the liquid nitrogen here and there, but I love a spoon and a fork and a knife. They'll never go out of style. So yeah, there's just the holding it, having something real.
And you have experience coming out of a cooking competition. You were on Top Chef. You got second place on the regular season, came back, won All Stars. So how has that helped you as a mentor in this situation? And I'm also curious, does it help you? How early are you able to spot a front runner? Like Tucker last season, she seemed to stand out sort of from the beginning. How quickly can you spot someone and think, okay, they're probably going to be a finalist?
Yeah, I do think that, having been in their shoes before helps me. I like to compare myself. I'm the Tony Romo of, sports pundits. I'm Tony Romo. Who's a really great pundit, I think. So it helps to be there. I can call the play. Sometimes I can see it before it happens. Um, and yeah, I think as far as finding someone early, yes, you can see a couple of people early that you think are going to go far. But there's always one or two people that you don't think are going to go far that fall into the competition and really grow into it and become really, really good. Those are my favorite people to watch, and to be around. Not that the good chefs they're great to be around too, but there's something about someone becoming better during the show, and it happens every season. And I think that's really, really special. And that's what's different about our show because of the mentorship. You really can sort of, ride by someone's side and sort of see them grow into their craft a little bit.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I love cooking at home, simple pasta dishes. I'm busy. I love Italian food. I love the fact that Italian food has this code that, no, we don't add garlic to this one sauce or whatever it is, which I need. I need that framework sometimes or that structure. So a simple pasta dish. I'm kind of obsessed with the pasta of Rome right now. So, that's what I like to cook at home frequently, or throw a steak on the grill. That's what I like to cook.
And what's something you would rather order in a restaurant than cook yourself?
Wow. Like all of the things that I don't have time for at home. So like, Gordon's beef Wellington. Who's got time to do that at home? The things that I just know as a chef take a little bit more time. The pâtés, like I said, the Wellington, the desserts that had to be made 3 days ago, the long braises, the short ribs, things like that. I tend to lean that way in restaurants. Although I'll say that and order a cheeseburger today for lunch, I'm sure.
And when you were a kid, you got your start at McDonald's, right?
Yes, I did.
So much respect to those cooks. I mean, you never know who's back in the line when you're at the drive-through. What did that experience teach you?
I mean, a ton, I mean, one automatically, like, I love that, even a fast food restaurant, you're right in front of the guest usually. So you see the satisfaction or dissatisfaction right away. It's why most of my kitchens are open kitchens. It's probably not, there's probably a reason for it because that's how I started. The process of McDonald's, a lot of people say, oh, it's a factory, but it's a well-run factory if you're going to call it one. And there's a lot of things to learn about, doing volume, at that level. Teamwork, of course. Yeah, a ton of things that I learned from, early fast food days that I probably don't realize until I'm actually doing it. But structure, organization, for sure.
Did you have something on the menu that you would snag? What was your favorite thing when you were working there?
I mean, I worked for Nuggets. Let's, just to be clear, it wasn't. It was, I'm 14. It's like, wait, you get a shift meal, and maybe at the end of the night, there's an accidental 20 piece that was, fired that goes home with someone. I'm here for it. My first batch of fish, though, I forgot to put the top bun on the fillet of fishes. So people were coming back through the drive-through, and little did I know that that was my calling to be an avant-garde chef. I was serving open-face fish sandwiches at McDonald's at 14.
I love that. Well, listen, it was fun to speak with you about this. We'll all look forward to Next Level Chef. It premieres January 28th on Fox, right after the NFC Championship, and then it'll be weekly on Fox, and we'll be covering that every week on Gold Derby. With our live blogs, you can predict who you think is going to win. So we'll have a lot of fun over here as well. And Richard, thanks for sitting down and chatting with me today.
All right, I'm going to pop in on one of those live streams there.
All right.
All right, thanks.